It was a rainy afternoon in Seattle when a 13-year-old boy sat alone in a quiet computer room at his school. While other kids played sports or talked about movies, this boy stared into a glowing screen, his fingers flying across the keyboard. He wasn't playing games. He was learning to talk to the machine. That boy's name was Bill Gates. Most people know him today as the billionaire founder of Microsoft, a tech genius, and one of the richest men on Earth. But his story didn't begin with money or fame. It began with a deep curiosity, a love for learning, and a dream that one day, computers would be part of every home, school, and office in the world. Let's travel back to where it all started. Bill Gates was born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington. His family was upper middle class. His father, William Gates Sr., was a respected lawyer, and his mother, Mary Maxwell Gates, served on several boards, including that of a major bank. From an early age, Bill showed signs of being different. He loved reading more than playing outside. In fact, he would often stay up late at night with a book in hand, hiding under his blankets with a flashlight. By the age of 10, he had already finished many classic novels, but his favorite subjects were math and logic puzzles. His teachers noticed he was special, and so did his parents. They decided to enroll him in a private school called Lakeside. That decision would change his life forever. At Lakeside School, something magical happened. The school bought a teletype computer terminal, a rare machine at that time. Most students found it confusing or boring, but not Bill. He was fascinated. The computer wasn't like other subjects where there were fixed answers. It was like a puzzle that never ended. Bill spent hours in front of it, learning a new language. Code. He wasn't alone. Another boy named Paul Allen also loved computers. The two became fast friends and soon partners in adventure. They skipped classes to program and even broke into the system once, just to understand it better. When they were caught, instead of punishment, the school gave them more time on the machine in exchange for helping improve its system. It was clear, these boys weren't just smart, they were different. While still teenagers, Bill and Paul started a company called Traf-O Data. They created a computer program to analyze traffic data for local governments. It wasn't a huge success, but they made some money and gained valuable experience. More importantly, they learned what it meant to build something from nothing. That little taste of business gave Bill a hunger for more. In 1973, Bill Gates entered Harvard University. His parents were proud. After all, Harvard was one of the best schools in the world. But Bill wasn't like other students. He spent most of his time in the computer lab, not the classroom. One day in 1975, his friend Paul Allen showed him a magazine with a cover that changed everything. It featured the Altair 8800, the world's first personal computer. The machine was simple, but Bill saw something big. He believed that this was the future, and he wanted to be a part of it. So, he made a bold move. He dropped out of Harvard. His parents were shocked, but Bill had a vision. He and Paul Allen moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and started a company that would write software for the Altair. They called it Microsoft. Microsoft began in a tiny office with no money and no real customers. But Bill and Paul worked day and night. Their goal was to create software that would run on personal computers. Back then, no one believed that people would use computers at home. Computers were huge, expensive, and used mostly by big companies or universities. But Bill had a different belief. He once said, "A computer on every desk and in every home." People laughed at the idea, but he kept working. Soon, Microsoft created a version of BASIC, a simple programming language for the Altair. It worked. Other companies noticed, and Microsoft began to grow. In 1980, a giant opportunity arrived. IBM, the world's biggest computer company, was building a personal computer. They needed software to run it. They called Microsoft. Bill Gates agreed to provide an operating system. But there was one problem. Microsoft didn't have one. What did Bill do? He bought an existing operating system called QDOS, improved it, and renamed it MS-DOS. He licensed it to IBM, not sold it. That move changed everything. It meant Microsoft would get paid for every IBM PC sold. Microsoft exploded in growth. Within a few years, MS-DOS became the standard for personal computers around the world. Windows changes the world, but Bill wasn't done. In 1985, Microsoft released Windows, a new kind of operating system with a visual interface. Instead of typing commands, users could click on icons and use a mouse. It was easier, faster, and more fun. Many people said Windows copied Apple's ideas, but it didn't matter. Microsoft's version reached more people. By the 1990s, Microsoft had become a tech empire, and Bill Gates was the youngest self-made billionaire in the world. As Microsoft grew, so did the pressure. Bill was known for being intense, competitive, and even harsh at times. He pushed his employees hard. He worked long hours and expected the same from his team. Some said he was difficult. Others said he was brilliant. In 1998, the US government accused Microsoft of unfair business practices. The company was sued for creating a monopoly. It was a long legal battle, but in the end, Microsoft survived. The case changed the way tech companies operated. In the early 2000s, Bill Gates made another big decision. He stepped down as CEO of Microsoft and focused on something new: philanthropy. With his wife Melinda, he started the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Their mission was to fight disease, improve education, and lift people out of poverty around the world. They donated billions of dollars to causes like malaria prevention, clean water, vaccines, and education. Bill once said, "With great wealth comes great responsibility." He proved it with action. Bill Gates' story is not just about technology or money. It's about curiosity, hard work, and believing in a dream, even when others laugh. He started with a small idea in a small room and changed the world. He made mistakes. He faced challenges, but he never stopped learning. Even today, Bill reads over 50 books a year. He asks questions. He stays curious. That's the real power of his story. And what about you? Maybe you're just starting your own journey. Maybe you're learning English, building a dream, or feeling unsure of what comes next. If Bill Gates could build Microsoft from a small office with no money, what could you build? Remember what he said: "Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself." Start with one idea, one dream, one step, like Bill did. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, every great journey begins with one simple step. Keep learning, keep growing. See you in the next video.